Wednesday to everyone. I just want to welcome you to the show this evening. I just want to tell you that my daddy's brother, my daddy that I love, has gone home to be with the Lord this afternoon. But at the end of the day, I have to fulfill what my parents ever taught me. We need freedom in the country. I know they're watching me right now as we all talk together to make sure we fix Zimbabwe. I think we are tired. We are really tired. And I must say that good news, guys, because I can see that Mnangagwa's days are numbered. What's going on the streets is shocking. His days are definitely numbered. I mean it. They're numbered. As Chiwenga is being prepared, you can see people hailing him even when at the Heroes Acre. Their speech on its own, their streets are saying, no, Chiwenga, she must take over. It's time. Can we go back? History is repeating itself. You're going back to the time of Mugabe. Remember? That's exactly what I heard yesterday. And I saw some people, very interesting comments, but I'm going to look into that a little bit later on. But I wanted to know that the streets are buzzing. Okay, Zimbabwe on its own is buzzing. I literally watched the speech at the Heroes Acre, and the people were like, Chiwenga coming, Chiwenga coming. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with Mnangagwa at the moment, because we are getting towards the most sensitive and interesting terms of our life. Chiwenga may be hailing the president of ZANU-PF very soon. Okay, so before we get into the nitty-gritties and all the details, if it's your first time to come across the channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you ring the bells that every time I'm live, you will be robbed right here. But I also want to say shout out to all my regulars. I can see all of you joining me right now. Thank you. Please drop your location. I'd like to want to know, where are you guys watching us from? Because trust me, the freedom we have been crying for is here. Okay. This time, we're not only going to expect freedom, we expect each and every word, right, that is being spoken today to be the same that we're going to be seeing in our streets. It's one thing to speak like what Mnangagwa did, but then failed to fulfill, the mandate. This time we are watching very closely. We are not going to be hoodwinked again. I'm so excited because 2028 free and fair elections are coming, without a shadow of a doubt. That's exactly what people are discussing on the streets, and we need to have a chat. Now, Killer Zivu. Okay, Killer Zivu said this is the most complicated surgery in Africa. The separation of a man and the political seat. Was referring to Mnangagwa. We can refer to, they are deep, really rooted in the ZANU-PF quarters. And as you know, this seat here is difficult for people to let go. I understand, because that's where we are. Mnangagwa is crying for 2030, but no. This one will not see the light of day, y'all. It will not see the light of day. It's not working for Mnangagwa. Okay. Louis Matutu, again, within the camps of ZANU-PF, he said 3 things that can destroy a man. Number 1, women. Number 2, greedy children. Number 3, corruptive friends and relatives. Of course, who is referring to? At this point in time, is zeroing into Mnangagwa. No one else. It's all he did that we are watching, and to see the developments within the camps of ZANU-PF. Interesting days ahead. I must tell you that Joy Charamba is fuming. If I would be Chiwenga's advisor, I know that I'm not, but if I would be his advisor, I would tell him to stay away from Charamba. He did betray Mugabe. If he is trying to, Kunana on the other side, I just want to say to Mr. Chiwenga, stay away from this guy. He does not have principles. You don't need people like that if you want to be in leadership. I'm talking within the camps of ZANU-PF. Stay away from Joy Charamba, because now he's fuming. In fact, ZBC is reporting what Charamba said. Charamba is addressing the Newsday for literally just reporting what the church said when the church said no to Mnangagwa's 3rd term. So now they're afraid that almost everything that Zimbabweans are saying should never be publicized. It should never be known. But guys, we are 2025. We all know that you can't hide information. So Charamba is trying to warn, actually, Newsday. I'm going to read the message that they sent to Newsday. The media warned of sensationalization and misinformation. I don't know, what do they mean? What is sensationalization? Because what we know is people want Mnangagwa to actually go because he's failed. That's what Zimbabweans want. The 23rd, they don't want to hear. It's not me. The streets, the Zimbabwean people want to be out of this mess that we are in today. So now the ZBC is reporting that the Office of the President and Cabinet has warned the local media against sensationalization and misinformation the public, misinforming the public. This comes up after a local daily news newspaper carried a front page story this Wednesday headlined Church's Trash ED 2030 Plan, but which is true. In a statement, the Deputy Chief Secretary of Presidential Communication in the Office of the President and Cabinet, Mr. Joe Charamba, said the publication deliberately intended to wrongly impute, misinform, malign, and also incite. You know, they always say you're going to incite violence, incite or causing, chaos. He said, well, the story purports to draw from a statement by the ecumenical Zimbabwe heads of Christian denominations titled Statement on Presidential Constitutional Term Limits. The paper's article is patently at variance with the said source statement, whose addresses are clearly spelled out and which appreciates and accurately restates the position of President Emerson Mnangagwa regarding presidential term limits. Mr. Charamba further stated that it is mischievous of the news today to seek to apportion to the president's viewpoints by some citizens who are exercising their constitutional rights by proffering their views on the same matter and maintaining that President Mnangagwa is not responsible for the views held or wishes expressed by some Zimbabweans on the issues related to the matter. Now they're actually saying, no, it's not the paper's problem or the church's problem. People have the right to choose that Mnangagwa should stay. But then what is the problem when others said they don't want him to stay? If you want us to be fair, why can't you also be fair? Because the church is saying they can't accept him to extend his rule. Okay. The streets are saying no. Chamisa supporters, because they mentioned his name, were on the streets. And today we saw a very scary message from the government, threatening these protesters that you are going to see fire. I'm like, no, where do you stand? If you want us to accommodate those that are aligning with Mnangagwa, then also accommodate us who are saying no to 2030. Isn't that a fair game? But no, in a Zimbabwean context, it's our way and no way. No, this time, Mr. Charamba, it doesn't work. It's your way, it is our way. And I must tell you, the people will prevail. Okay, the voice of the people, the voice of God will prevail. All right, guys, I don't know if you guys have listened to CHIWENGA's speech. Okay, CHIWENGA's speech at Heroes Acre is trending heavily as we speak on social media. And I must say this to you. That was a breath of fresh air for me. I like the right words. But by the way, Mr. CHIWENGA, I heard what you said. This is why I'm doing this video, because I want to hold you to account that the words you have said, I pray that you are going to act as the words that you have said. But last time, remember, I also said that you never know. Your travel may be the ace of our time that God is going to use to revolutionize change in ZANU-PF and then bring harmony and peace in our country. You never know what God is doing. But let's listen to CHIWENGA. What a powerful speech. Listen. He kept on hammering the issue of corruption over and over. That was immediately after he spoke about one of the general who died of cancer. And I saw the anger on his face. But then he immediately just withdrew it. He didn't want people to see. That is, he knows that it's not only cancer. You know what I'm saying? In Zimbabwe, we have seen a lot of nonsense going on within the political space where people just poisoning each other. He was angry. But then he immediately moved to the corruption part. And I want you to have a taste of this speech. Guys, listen, y'all. What a powerful speech that CHIWENGA spoke today. I must say respect. Like I said, not only am I going to respect you, Mr. CHIWENGA, I'm going to hold you accountable to your words. If you happen to take those reins in ZANU-PF, just to remember, I will definitely going to be doing a follow-up and say, where are we today, sir? Are we still standing by our words? Because honestly, Zimbabweans are tired. But take a listen to CHIWENGA, please. Okay.
Because the cancer had attacked him seriously. They meet as the journal is followed. Fellow monarchs, Let us not forget that it is through the selfless sacrifices and dedication to duty by the late three gallant sons of the soil we are laying to rest today. And many other departed and living cadres that Zimbabwe continues to enjoy its sovereign nationhood as a state. We can only realize our vision of attaining an empowered and prosperous upper middle income society by guarding against and desisting from all forms of actions and misdeeds which undermine the national interests. Foremost is corruption and all forms of related unethical and self-conduct, especially in respect of business transactions at whatever level, small, medium to large economic units. Any act of shady dealings and acts of deceit goes towards undermining the ideals of which these gallant national heroes sacrificed. Let us all strive to build a habitable, peaceful, economically stable, and secure Zimbabwe as a legacy for future generations. It is the duty of each generation to take our nation forward. That way, the trajectory of our nation will remain on the upward, with each generation leaving a wholesome legacy for the one coming after it. The three heroes that we are bearing today leave behind all that they worked for during their lifetime. As it is written in Job 1 verses 21, that naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. No one amongst these three heroes lying there, no one carries to the world yonder the material things one gathers in one's life. What one carries to the world beyond, we are told by scriptures, is one's righteousness. What one leaves behind on this earth for the living are the good deeds, selfless sacrifice, which goes towards defining one's legacy. So let's all of us keep a clean legacy. Such is the story for all our heroes who lie here and elsewhere in unmarked graves strewn across the length and breadth of our country, and in countless mass graves in neighboring countries. Many never made it to a free Zimbabwe, and their tragic fate must remain a cautionary tale to our collective conscience. The only way we can honor these heroes and heroines
Thank you.
is to make sure that we all build the Zimbabwe that they envisioned. Indeed, the great Zimbabwe we want, which is peaceful, secure, prosperous,
Yes.
and always moving forward. It is with these ideals that our President His Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa gave us the cardinal principle of Nika inovakwa nevene vayo irizwe lakiwa ngavanikazi vavo. Nyika inotongwa nevene vayo irizwe lebuswa evanikazi vavo. Nyika inodzivirirwa nevene vayo irizwe lizikirwe nevanikazi vavo. No one is going to come and defend our country except ourselves. A loud and clear no to corruption by whomsoever. Corruption aborts our quest for sustainable economic development, peace and stability. Our struggle for independence was founded on the values of unity and love. These are timeless and ageless values which we must personify today and tomorrow, and which we must pass on to those who come after us. They make a nation. They give character to a people. Above all, they make us winners in every sphere of human endeavor. As we strive to develop our country, what must always guide us is the need to shun hatred. And to embrace each other through love, tolerance, and forgiveness. If you become a false witness, then be it known that you are betraying these three comrades. We are ready to rest today. Also to those whom we laid here and at various shrines across the country, and indeed those who are buried in mass graves in neighboring countries. Let us remember that we lost over 50,000 Zimbabweans, combatants, Mujibas and Chibwidos, and our parents and children during the War of Liberation. Lest we forget. Lack of respect for each other and pet jealous are mortal sins, which cannot be forgiven here on earth and in heaven. We should respect one another and continue to be guided by the ethic of Ubuntu, taking cognizance of the fact that every Zimbabwean who was born as we fought for our independence, contributed in different yet important capacities towards this one sacred goal, which motivated us all and build solid unity in struggle.
What a powerful speech from CHIWENGA. Powerful speech. Guys, on a serious note, have you ever heard Mnangagwa give such a speech? Have you ever heard Mnangagwa give such a speech where he speaks about forgiveness, where he speaks about tolerance, where he speaks about respect in society, love, unity? None. Absolutely. Even corruption? None. He's just kind of tapping on that, and then listen, I can see where these guys have realized that no. Zimbabweans are done. Whether we like it or not, the pressure is so much. It's mounting heavy daily. We no longer want a society where we need to be abused. You see the power of communication. We were too quiet as Zimbabweans, because when you are too quiet, the devil speaks. That's why we say when you hear the enemy speaks what you don't want to hear, you speak back. That's how it works. So this thing of saying, no, we're going to threaten. No, no, no. This time, no one is going to threaten. I remember somebody spoke to me and said, but ZANU-PF, Rand got anyway, is it me that you're telling about death? Listen, I've conquered death. So please, you're talking to the wrong person. Try others. We've got time to actually chicken out. We don't chicken out. We know that this destiny that we deserve, a better country, is coming. And we are not stopping at anything except the freedom that we need in this country, in this land of Zimbabwe. We don't care about politics. We want a country that functions, where people are respected. When there's no fight. Imagine 2025, you're seeing poisoning your own brother. I mean, abducting in 2025 and torture people. Who does that? But only foolish people trying to please politicians. Guys, Mnangagwa is 83 years old. If they say 87 or whatever, but he says he's 83. And you are 29, and you are 35, and you are 40. You've got the whole world ahead of you. And what you can do is you can be used to protect an 83-year-old man. All right, good luck, brother. Good luck, sisters, because you are going to be held accountable, unfortunately. And that time is getting near by day. All right, so now ZANU-PF supporters are saying Mutuli Ngube needs to go. Mutuli Ngube needs to go because he's failed. I completely agree. Mutuli Ngube is failed. But remember, the system that Mnangagwa built, for me, it has never been a system that promotes growth for the country. It's just a system that kind of favor individuals playing all the dirty games. But that's what it's just all about, corruption, nothing else. This system just want people to loot. Nothing else, just to loot. Now I'm going to read the message that they sent to Mutuli Ngube and Mnangagwa, ZANU-PF staunch supporter. They've sent a statement to ED. And they were saying that many Zimbabweans, okay, so there was a fight though. I remember I told you about the fight of the Newsday drama. They also commented on the very same thing first, because Chocharamba is angry that Mnangagwa was upset. You're trying to bash or to silence those that support 2030. But I never heard them talking, like speaking about the Chamisa supporters who are being silenced, for just speaking that they would rather listen to Nelson than listening to Mnangagwa. They have the right to do so. But this is a message they sent. As many Zimbabweans missed this press statement released by the Office of the President Department Commission, and they reiterate that President Emmerson Mnangagwa's position on the term limits is known. Newsday Zimbabwe and others must not present the views of others as views of the president. This is in an important statement. Maybe those harping up about the term limits extension removal should be guided by this statement. Again, the statement of the church that says Mnangagwa cannot extend his rule. Then that's when the letter comes from the president, again, bastardizing Newsday for actually publicizing the story. But I mean, the story was already out there. It was circulating on social media. I think many Zimbabweans saw it. But you know how they do? They are trying to silence everyone who may push on blocking the 2030. But it doesn't work. In 2025, our phones are everything at the tip, just like at the tweak of a finger. We have the information at our disposal. So you really can't silence us. There's no need. But let's go to the statement. They said to cut the long story short of this whole thing is there can never be a justification of extending the tenure of a playful politicians. These are ZANU-PF staunch supporters writing to Mnangagwa and his cabinet. There will never be an extension for those that are playing in the political office. From councillors to MPs to cabinet ministers to the Presidium, it can't be business as usual. The president has lots of underperforming ministers who should be removed. A serious configuration of cabinet will send a clear message that it's not business as usual. If the elections are to be postponed, people would want to know the real benefits of that postponement. What will the money saved be used for? What are the key deliveries that they should expect by 2030? What will change in terms of monetary policy? Are we just extending for 2030 with the same disastrous Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe that can provide cash to the market? Are we going to see a change in the disastrous command exchange rate that's ravaging former businesses? Leaders like Deng, now they're referring to the Chinese, and Li Kuan transformed their countries by just changing the way things are done. An extension to 2030 is unacceptable without a clear change of economic policies that will be extending disastrous policies. We listened to Mutuli Ngume on X Space last week, and it was the epitome of delusion. He insisted that his researchers told him that people are happy with his policies. How can such a delusional minister be trusted to make real policy decisions that benefit the people and grow the economy? Indeed, President Mnangagwa made great progress in the past 7 years. This was RPF, remember? But there are lots of low-hanging fruits that his government this money failed to take advantage of. They stubbornly continued to stick on some commandist policies that destroy the economy. The 2030 brouhaha, because it's being driven by too many shallow heads, may even add devastating political toxicity that will reverse whatever progress made in the past 7 years. The president shouldn't be swayed by senseless bootlicking. He needs to prioritize competence. That's what will give him a lasting legacy. Being surrounded by incompetent 2030s won't help him. Won't help him. A complete team is what he needs. Leaders that extend their terms of office without much resistance did so because they were delivering and people wanted more. As it stands, a referendum on the 2030 issue will be a huge embarrassment to Emmerson Mnangagwa and his ZANU-PF. Zimbabwe has lots of potential for economic growth. It needs deep policy changes to realize that potential 2030 wishes will be a pipe dream with a limping economy. The economy has to grow at an accelerated pace. I don't support this 2030 extension at this point. The president doesn't have a team that deserves to be in the office until 2030. We need competent ministers and pro-growth policies. The so-called projects should have a real impact on real people. There should be strict timelines on projects. Otherwise, that 2030 will arrive while Gwai Shangani Dam is still under construction. Zimbabwe, that's the same treasury, and the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe needs serious people, not those who watch while people's savings are being wiped by inflation. I love this statement that was sent by Akudzaya Mutesi. He's right. What is the point of giving Mnangagwa more time? Anyway, talking about Mnangagwa is simply actually a waste of my time, Most of my time when I discuss about ED, I would rather talk about something else. I don't want to do away with the positive energy that I'm feeling right now. But like I said, I am monitoring. Okay, CHIWENGA is the one that I'm zeroing in right now. Okay, while I watch Chamisa on the other side and all these political players, I'm zeroing into CHIWENGA because I can see that CHIWENGA is going to take over from Mnangagwa. It's very clear. Geza was out here because remember when Geza was out. Geza did not just come out, he was sent. Okay. Julius Maure came with the message very strongly, and with the madness that happens in ZANU-PF, why is it they did not do anything about Julius Maure? None. Just send some stupid threats. Why you didn't act like you always do, arresting innocent people from the other side? That's why I no longer want to hear about politics, yada yada yada. I want to put Zimbabwe first. All these ZANU-PF, Chamisa is just a dangerous game that we're playing. Let's put Zimbabwe first and its people, right? And then we can talk about politics. Why we make sure that there are rules and regulations that everyone will respect. So I agree with him. Mnangagwa should forget about the 2030. He can actually have to. He needs to pray if he can finish 2025. He had to allow 2030. So now we are not talking real politics. No, it's no longer an issue of oh no, you can beat that person. No. That time is gone. Now we talk of real politics. Is we check your work, and if your work does not meet the requirements, then unfortunately, sir, we have nothing to talk about. We have nothing to talk about. So ZANU-PF people, you deserve my respect at the moment because you took Fambiran. By the way, if you think you can play your dirty games like you do, it doesn't work this time. Okay, dirty games, we are done. What we want is a free and fair election. Okay, to choose our own leaders. Do not forget, we are so adamant on the issue of elections. In 2028, we want pure reforms in place. No Chigumba anywhere near elections. We want to see all the numbers like on a billboard. We'll be watching 24/7. We'll be there. We want top class service. Okay, I said top class because that's who we are. We can't just only talk the talk when we can't play the game. So while we talk the talk, let's also our actions change. That's all that we want. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, a story that I'm going to end with here. A very interesting story that is trending on social media. Guys who are in the UK, shout out. Everyone who's in the foreign land, shout out in the diaspora, okay? I think women, vakadzi vazotora reken, and it's not vakadzi vatora reken. Women are doing the worst, okay? Yo, I'm a lady, but what I'm seeing some of my girls are doing, oh, they remember when I said women, I don't mean everyone. But what I'm trying to say is, guys, girls, hi. Okay, because I'm gonna be the devil's advocate and just stand with my boys. I'm always be a boys person. There's a story that is trending. I want to give you a bit of a brief because it's a long story, but I'm going to summarize it. Okay. So this morning, I saw a tweet that just was sent out by Kudam Sasiwa. He's warning men, especially those that are in the diaspora, that the girls in Zimbabwe, okay, now they've got another plan that is shocking. These girls, especially men who gets into Zimbabwe and they're having all those one night stands, let me drink some water. Okay. All right. That are getting into Zimbabwe. You remember the story that trended recently when the guy was lied upon that, oh, you wanted to violate me. It went to the court. It didn't even see the light of day. It just died. And the woman did not even turn up, right? I was saying they could have arrested that woman for perjury. It's very important. When a person lies, they need to be arrested. Anyway, back to the story. So these girls, what they do is they lie to the guys and say, listen, I'm pregnant. Okay, that's what they do. I'm pregnant. You see, they come with all sorts of stories. So, you are a married man, you are in the diaspora, and this girl is telling you that I'm pregnant. If you just play a game, I'm going to let your wife know. So you are blackmailed. So the guy that brought the story up, he lost a lot of money. He was sending money to Zimbabwe, I think 22 times via Mukuru. This guy was told to buy a car. I'm pregnant. I'm struggling. You need to buy me a car. And he did. This guy will be sending fake scans. Women, they will be sending fake scans and say, listen, this is where the baby is. Look, she looks beautiful. Look now the heartbeat, all manner of things. And this guy was pumping money to this girl in Zimbabwe. And everything was a lie. She was not even pregnant. So I'm giving a heads up, brothers, and say, listen, because last time, you are the one that were the forefront of playing girls. I've been played, y'all, so I know. Okay. Now because of kutamba manje. This guy was spending money. Only to find out everything was a lie. There was no pregnancy anyway. And he's not the only one. So many men are being played. So this is to warn you. If you travel to Zimbabwe as a married man, please, now you know how these girls play the game. Okay? So do the video call and see the pregnancy. Don't be played if that's real. Because sometimes it's real. But the truth is that girls, hey, poverty is a curse. This is one of the reasons why I hate poverty. That's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here and want Zimbabwe to change it, because I just want our people to be authentic, just to live right, where they don't have to cut corners. I just want us to live right. Honestly, it's painful and it's sad to hear. I can only imagine. And the guy was told that, I just have a baby boy. Imagine a man and you don't have a baby boy, baby with girls. And this woman is telling you, no, she's pregnant. She's expecting a boy. You can just imagine. You can just imagine. Yeah, but anyway, like I said, I just want to warn you so that you're smarter. Boys, hi. Women, girls, no. We don't do that. We really don't. We speak truth into power. Okay. Honestly, you guys don't even realize, Kuti, all the games that you're playing, you're going to be so embarrassed. Because very soon, most guys are going to come back in the country and you have been playing all your dirty games. All right. I'm always going to be sitting while I talk, and bring some sanity in the country. I think I'll take a bit of time before I kind of, take another path to really try to bring sanity and order, because there's a lot of chaos. I'm not just going to slide, after the freedom. I know I'm gonna be around, just trying to put order, you know. I'm gonna be around, yo. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming through. And I'm excited. I'm really excited that we are, we're going to be gaining our freedom. Once again, the history is going to be rewritten. It makes me so happy, yo. I'm excited because it's around the corner. But as much as I am smiling, my daddy went to heaven. My daddy that I love, my daddy's brother, incredible guy. He went to heaven a few hours ago. Ah man, he's in the best place. I love you, Daddy. You have been nothing but a blessing to me. And trust me, I am because you are. I am because of my sisters and the leaders of my people. So honestly, I honor my father, incredible guy. Man, yeah, I honor him. I I did this show really for him so that he knows that no, I'm not quitted yet. I told them I'm going to do what God has sent me to do. When I'm done, I'll tell you that it's over. So, Daddy, I'm faithful to the cause, and I think even in the heavens, God's gonna tell you no, but let her do what she has to do. But rest in peace, Daddy. I love you. I bless you, and until we meet again, guys. See you tomorrow morning. God bless you, and God bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.